Now, this is what you call royalty, because I've been looking at the pictures from the 5th coronation anniversary of Ogiame Atuwatse III, CFR, the Olu of Warri, and from the king to the queen to the chiefs to the other traditional rulers, even down to the guests, everybody understood where they were. This is not just people wearing expensive clothes. This is visual hierarchy. First, let's look at the king. There is something about Ogiame Atuwatse III's presence that already carries authority before we even discuss the clothes. But then, the clothes amplifies it. Look at this burgundy velvet, the gold embroidery, the layers of coral, the crown, the ceremonial pieces, then that enormous ivory silhouette underneath. Nothing is trying to be understated. Now come to the Olori. And this is where I think the styling becomes even more intelligent. Look at her standing beside him in this soft blush pink and green. Her look becomes softer. Ivory, lilac, different silhouettes. Her wardrobe changes with the mood of the occasion. Can we talk about the shapes? White, pale blue, coral. You have individual men, individual outfits, different textures, but collectively, they become one visual unit. And then put the king in the middle of that. Your eye immediately knows who the king is. That is what I mean by visual hierarchy. The anniversary drew traditional rulers and dignitaries, including the Alaafin of Oyo, the Elegushi, Olu of Owo, Dean of Agbo, Asaba of Asaba, and others. The Oni of Ife was represented by Olori Temitope Ogunwusi. We had governors, ministers, and other public figures were also present. I think this is where African fashion teaches us a lesson that we sometimes forget. Luxury doesn't always have to be minimal. But it wasn't only what was happening inside the palace, because outside, on the water, different Itsekiris communities came out on these beautifully designed boats for the royal regatta. And suddenly the water itself became part of the celebration. I mean, it's Itsekiri, what do you expect? The water has to be part of it. This is color coordination on an entirely different level. And when you see all of those boats spread across the water, every community arriving with its own colors, its own people, and its own representation, you begin to understand the scale of what is happening. This wasn't just a coronation anniversary. It was a homecoming. People traveled from different parts of Nigeria and from around the world to come back to celebrate. And I think that's what makes this picture so powerful, because you are looking at people who may live thousands of miles away from one another, coming back and saying, in their clothes, in their colors, in their beads, in their boats, this is where we came from. Sometimes clothing is belonging. Sometimes color is identity. Sometimes what you are wearing is simply saying, I am one of you. An entire culture became the fashion moment. If this ain't royalty, then the dictionary obviously did not get it right.
Omiwere dede mokiara. Ah, arami, oyomi, Ogiame Suo.